The Banker's Playbook: How Finance Shaped Elections and Built a Global Control System. 1. Elections as theater. For decades, elections have been staged more like performances than authentic contests. The public cheers, debates, and votes, but the final act is already written. Candidates may look like rivals, but behind the curtain they serve the same patrons. So what does that actually mean? It means the ballot box is not the ultimate power source. The bankers are. Footnote. Elections often mask continuity of financial control beneath changing political faces. 2. The CIA's true shareholders. From its birth, the intelligence apparatus drew not from farmers or school teachers, but from bankers and Wall Street lawyers. The agency acted less like a neutral guardian and more like a private security firm for capital. Overthrowing governments abroad or shaping narratives at home was never about ideology. It was about markets, debt, and keeping the financial wheel spinning. Footnote. Intelligence agencies historically served the interests of financial elites rather than democratic oversight. 3. From coups to code. The tools changed. Yesterday's coups used soldiers and guns. Today's operations use satellites, software, and surveillance. Entire populations are mapped, monitored, and nudged into compliance. The bankers' agents are no longer limited to embassies or military juntas. They now run algorithms, payment rails, and data flows. The chain is financial, invisible, and global. Footnote. Modern control relies less on open force and more on financial and digital infrastructure. 4. Financial slavery on steroids. At its core, the model has barely shifted. Debt creates dependence, dependence creates obedience. What's new is the scale. Entire nations can now be bound by currency swaps, credit lines, or digital tokens. Latin America provides a prime example, where efforts to integrate economies like Argentina's are framed as development but operate as leverage. The result is not liberation but deeper entanglement. Footnote. Debt remains the favored instrument of global influence, often dressed as development. 5. Argentina as a test case. Argentina has been through this cycle so many times it feels scripted. Borrow big, crash hard, restructure, repeat. Each solution binds the country tighter to creditors. The International Monetary Fund calls it stability. On the street, people call it survival. So what does that actually mean? It means sovereignty is auctioned off in exchange for short-term liquidity. Footnote. Argentina illustrates how IMF loans function as levers of control rather than paths to independence. 6. Integration as control. Regional integration projects are marketed as economic cooperation. In reality, they are debt-sharing schemes. Nations become tied together not by solidarity but by common creditors. If one misses a payment, all feel the squeeze. It is the geopolitical version of a joint credit card, and the bankers set the limit. Footnote. Regional integration often centralizes debt obligations under financial institutions rather than empowering local economies. 7. From resource wealth to collateral. Latin America's resources, oil, lithium, water, farmland, are not just natural wealth. They are bargaining chips. Contracts and concessions quietly transfer these assets into the hands of creditors. Governments present them as investment deals, but in effect, they mortgage the nation's future. The land becomes collateral for loans, and the people inherit the payments. Footnote. Natural resources serve as hidden collateral and debt arrangements with international financiers. 8. Democracy under debt. Elections in the region still happen, flags still wave, campaigns still run. But no matter who wins, policy options remain trapped inside the framework set by lenders. Raise spending? Not without permission. Cut interest rates? Only if creditors agree. National politics becomes a performance bounded by the mathematics of debt service. Footnote. Political independence is constrained by creditor-defined fiscal and monetary rules.